When I was a lot younger, I used to really enjoy the Sonic the Hedgehog series. While I may not have owned any Sega consoles, I played the heck out of every one that was released for the GameCube, and to this day, I can easily say that Sonic Adventure 2 was my most played game on the system. Even though I started losing interest in the series as it went on, there's always been an idea that stuck out in my younger mind. How awesome would it be if Sega released a Sonic RPG? I mean, it wasn't out of the realm of possibility. Just look at Mario. For as weird as everything is in that series, it still managed to make for a great RPG game, and even went on to do it multiple times. If an Italian plumber and his brother could pull it off, then surely a franchise with such a wide cast of characters with different abilities could do it too, right? Well, in 2008, a young Pikasprey's wish was granted, and a Sonic the Hedgehog RPG was released for the Nintendo DS as Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood. And holy crap, was it bad. This was the one spin-off series I was waiting forever to finally happen, and man did it crash and burn. I could really go on for hours about what I don't like about this game, but that would be for another video entirely. So for now, let's just say that there was plenty of good reasons why they stopped after one game. Ever since then, Sega has yet to ever attempt a Sonic RPG again, and almost a decade later, it doesn't look like that fact will be changing anytime soon. But that's where the internet comes in. When fans don't get the kind of game they want from developers, sometimes they'll take it upon themselves to make it. Naturally, I'm talking about fan games. Of course, lots of people have made Sonic fan games before, in the form of 2D side-scrollers, which is only natural as it is the series' roots. But what about RPGs? After thinking about it, I decided to find a bunch of fan-made Sonic games made in RPG Maker and see what they got to offer. Without wasting any more time, let's jump right in and see what the Sonic fanbase has in store for us. If I don't survive, tell my family I love them. The first game we have is called Sonic and the Chaos Dragons. Right off the bat, the game starts you out in the middle of some random town. As soon as you take a step, a text box pops up and says, words, I think? What is this font? Most of the letters just blop together. Seriously, just stop and look at this for a second. This thing here is supposed to be a W, this is supposed to be a T, and for some reason, lowercase s's are written as 9s. Did someone really make the conscious choice to use this for their game? And what's with the image icon of Sonic? It looks like what you'd get when you'd scale an image down in MS Paint and then enlarge it again. I've only taken one step and I already hate this. Is this what it feels like to be an internet critic? Another thing I already hate is how the developer used a sprite for a side-scroller in a game with a top-down perspective. Whenever you move up or down, Sonic keeps moving like he's going left or right. Oh, and by the way, can I just ask, what am I supposed to do? The game starts you off in this town, but doesn't tell you what your goal is. None of the NPCs give you any indication, and even if you squint and take a few minutes to decipher all that text in the beginning, it still doesn't tell you where you have to go. I'm not joking. I literally checked everywhere in this town. There's nothing. As it turns out, what you're actually supposed to do is head to Tails' workshop on the outside of town. How did I figure that out, you ask? After wandering around for a while, eventually I came across this bridge here. When you try to cross it, it informs me of this. Why would you wait until now to tell me this? Couldn't there have been something at the start of the game, or even one of the NPCs in town mentioning something? So after more wandering around, I eventually find Tails' workshop, where what I think is an attempt at a cutscene happens. What is this? Did they actually just take a screenshot from Sonic.EXE and give it the same image scaling treatment as the portraits? You know what? I think I've had enough of this game. For time's sake, I'm just gonna give the short version of what happens next. Blah 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 Chaos Emeralds, blah 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 Knuckles gets tricked by Eggman, blah 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 Eggman has evil plan, blah 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 secret underground cave, blah 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 the game crashed on the first overworld encounter of the game. I don't have to play anymore. Next we have a game appropriately titled Sonic the RPG. And if the game's webpage is any indication of its quality, I think we're in for a real treat. Well, surprisingly enough, the game is already much better than Sonic and the Chaos Dragons, the portrait art is competent, the overworld sprites fit better, and above all else, I can actually read what's appearing on screen. Unfortunately though, that's where my praise for the game stops. There isn't any story, and the gameplay is about as bare bones and basic as you can get for an RPG. You literally spend all of your time grinding so you can beat the character on the next map. There's no variety, and everything gets insanely stronger in every area, so you just have to keep repeating the process. Also, can we just take a second to appreciate the character's battle art? It almost seems like the developer wanted them to look intentionally bad. Not only is the top of their heads usually cut off, but they're always surrounded by white pixels, which was obviously the result of a bad erasing job in Photoshop. But I don't understand how that happens. The literal first thing that shows up when you search any Sonic character's name in image search doesn't even have a background to erase. Why didn't they just use that? How did they mess this up so badly? For the most part, I guess the game does exactly what it wants to do, even if it is simplistic, but it gets boring pretty fast. Man, there's nothing else to really do here. You know what, Cream? Go away. Well, I'll be damned. She actually went away. The same developer actually made another Sonic RPG game, Sonic and the 7 Endings RPG. And it basically does the same things I just described about the last one, even using the characters' battle pictures exactly as they were in the previous one. Heck, if I hadn't just told you that this was a different game, you'd probably thought I was still playing the other one. I don't know what these 7 endings are all about, but I don't even have the patience to reach the only ending in the first game. It just goes on, and I don't feel like grinding anymore. Hey Silver, you okay there? You don't seem to be moving in the right directions. In all fairness, though, these games were probably just the result of someone young messing around with the engine. But before we move on to other things, though, I've seen that this person has actually made a third Sonic RPG game, which I'm curious about. It's simply titled Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. All I can really guess is that this is an attempt to recreate the game it's named after in the form of an RPG. It doesn't sound like a bad idea for a fan game. I'd actually like to check it out. Well, first off, something I immediately noticed is that there is already save files that are in use. I didn't play this beforehand, they were included with the download. Kind of weird. So hitting New Game starts you off with a bunch of characters in front of this castle here. Wait, what? Why is Silver here? He didn't even exist when Sonic Adventure 2 came out. Well, at least he walks in the right direction now. So having nowhere else to go, we head inside of this castle. There we come across Dr. Eggman. In order to defeat him, Sonic, Shadow, and Silver all go super to fight him. Okay, I don't remember this part of Sonic Adventure 2. Well, it's a good thing the super versions of the characters were labeled accordingly, otherwise I'd be confused. So we start the battle and then... What in the hell am I looking at? Oh wow, now this was my favorite part of Sonic Adventure 2. Who could forget that memorable opening fight against 2 Metal Sonics, 2 Metal Knuckles, 3 randomly colored Eggman robots, and a yellow Shadow? No, but seriously, what in the heck is going on here? This is insane! Even if you've never played a Sonic game before, you'd still be able to see that this is as far away from the source material as possible. Call me crazy, but I think that if you're going to title your game after something, it should probably have something to do with said thing. On top of that, I can't even get past this fight. All of my characters just die in the first few turns. Is this why those saves are there? Was the creator so aware of how unfair their own boss fight was, that instead of balancing it, they just made it so I could skip past it? I think I've had enough of this person's games. Next. The next game we have is Sonic.EXE Nightmare Tournament. Of course, it wouldn't be a video about bad Sonic fan games without this little abomination being involved. There is a gem of ultimate power known as the Master Emerald. Ever since Sonic.EXE attacked, its location became unknown. Attacked what exactly? But then, a group of hard-working people found the gem. They didn't know what it was, but knew it had great power, so they dubbed it the Power Gem. So what was the point of saying it was lost after some unspecified attack, if it was immediately found right after? I especially love how it needs to point out that the people who found the gem were hard-working, just so we know that they deserved it. Now whoever wins the tournament that the group started will be granted access to the power within. I'm sorry, what tournament? You gotta explain things here. So these hardworking people just stumble across a gem of ultimate power and decide to hold some random tournament to give the power to whoever wins? Maybe I just don't see the hidden brilliance behind this story, but I'm getting the impression that it wasn't too well thought out. The game itself isn't too special. It has a similar formula to the last ones. Grind, fight a Sonic character, repeat. They even have a part of Knuckles' head cut off at the top too. And the art looks about as good as you would expect for something Sonic.EXE related. Nothing says small amount of effort better than 5 minutes in MS Paint. Well, whatever, let's just go ahead and fight Eggman.EXE. Well, that's unsettling. It's also not a bad picture either. I kinda want to know the name of the artist the developer stole this from. After defeating Eggman.EXE, Sonic.EXE finds himself in some kind of room where he gets to claim his prize. But then, the Tails doll attacks, I think. We don't actually get to see him, but apparently we have to fight him? And that's it. The game just ends after that. I'd like to complain about how nothing within this made any sense in the slightest, but since Sonic.EXE was in the title, that should be expected. Okay, we're at the last game now. Are you sure you're ready to handle this? No one would blame you if you ran away right now. But if you want to stay, I won't stop you. Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves. I present to you Meteor the Hedgehog X. Oh dear. This is... Do I even need to say anything? Just look at it. It's the most stereotypical thing you'd expect from any Sonic fan or any preteen on DeviantArt. Is that Death Note music playing in the background? And did they increase the pitch of the song? And is that really how they wrote the title screen font? Get me out of here! Welcome. This is the beginning of an epic adventure in history. Now, let the story begin. So the game begins with some scientists sending Meteor out to go fight some hedgehog. I have to say though, despite the incredibly cringy title screen, this game already does a few things better than every other game so far. Although that isn't really saying much. At the very least, I'm given an explanation for what I'm doing. And even though Meteor here is obviously a redesign of a Sonic sprite taken from a 2D side-scroller, there's actually a different animation for moving up and down. But like before, this is where I completely run out of good things to say. Now let us all enjoy this game's masterful dialogue that makes it worthy of... this. Who are you? What? You want to stop me from destroying this place? Make me. So then we enter a battle where... And in that moment, I thought of all the other things I could have spent doing today. Who in their right mind thought that there was anything okay about... this? The music playing in this fight is from Persona 4. I have to admit, it was nice of the game to remind me that I could be playing something much more fun right now. So after we defeat this here abomination, he tells us that he actually didn't really want to destroy everything, and that he was just trying to get our attention because he needs us to go and help get back his stolen Thunder Emerald. We immediately believe him and agree, and then we get dimensionally transported to this weird place here. Well geez, this sounds so cheesy, it's almost like this is based off of a fanfic or something. I am not surprised in the slightest. So our new friend takes us to meet the princess of this place. Here we are given an option for how to introduce ourselves. Well, given everything I've seen so far, I'm gonna go ahead and pick the cool and edgy answer here. Wait, what now? I died? The princess had me killed for being slightly rude to her? What does she have done to actual criminals around here? Now, there's really not much else to say about this game after that. After a few more battles against some horrific Sonic OCs, you end up in a dead end as the game actually isn't finished. Which is good, because I never want to play it again. Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching this video. I just want to take this little end card here to give you guys a quick little update. First of all, I just really want to say thanks for all the support you guys have been giving me. I've been gaining like a crap ton of subscribers since I put out those last 2 videos. I thought nobody would really care, but yeah, y'all proved me wrong. But anyways, I hope you liked this video, and I'm currently working on the next unused content video right now. It's just, I just want to let y'all know I'm kind of in the middle of moving right now, so yeah, that might slow me down a little bit. So you know, but don't rest assured, it's being worked on. I got plenty more video ideas in mind, so you know, stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe, do all that jazz, and show me you care. Show me you care. Otherwise, I don't know. I'll just be sad, I guess. But anyways, thanks again. See y'all next time. Thanks for watching.